Welcome, everybody, to our Stories That Inspire. This week, we're very excited to introduce our guest. Like always, my name is Lisa Collazo. I am Independent Sales Director, and here's my co-host.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for connecting with us. We're so excited today. I am Sharon Miranda, Senior Sales Director with Mary Kay.
And today, we get to hear from none other than National Sales Director, Lily Gauthreaux. So, Lily, just tell us a little bit about your story so that we can start our girlfriend time.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so excited to be hanging out with you guys this morning, afternoon, brunch, lunchtime, wherever you are. And I have been in my business for 11 years, you guys, and I just can't believe it. And I think that this year, more than any year, has taught me that having a plan B is so important, and having something in your back pocket when unexpected things happen is so important. And I have come a long way. I've come a long way in Mary Kay, and I actually wanted to specifically be in this spot in my house, and I'll tell you guys why in a second. But when I came in, and I don't know if anyone can resonate with this at all, I was searching. I was searching for something. I wanted to do something great. I wanted to help people. I was going to school. I graduated from college. I was getting my master's. I was doing the thing that I was supposed to be doing. I was working a full-time job, a part-time job. I was doing all the things. And we were barely scraping by. There was always more month than there was money. So if you don't know what that means, I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. But what that means is the money ends and the month does not. And it kind of gave me a chip on my shoulder because I felt like I was working hard, doing all the things and not getting ahead. We were in debt. Bills were high. Money was low. We desperately wanted to start a family, and we had no idea how that would happen under our current conditions. As far as me and my personality, if you can resonate with this at all, I was not a girly girl at all. Total tomboy at heart. My hair is always in a ponytail or like a messy bun. I knew nothing about makeup, nothing about skincare. I washed my face with a shampoo that dripped down my face when I was taking a shower. I know. And gosh, this is the last possible thing that anybody would ever ask me to do. And I was really insecure. Didn't like to be around a lot of women because I felt like they were mean, and I was kind of mean. So I didn't want to be around more people like that anyway. And gosh, you guys, I just needed a change. I needed a change of heart. Mary Kay came into my life so unexpectedly. I didn't even know that it's what I was praying for. I didn't know that. I was just praying for something. And I thought something has to be better or different about this life. It can't be the way that I'm living it now. And I decided to give it a shot for two reasons. Number one, because there was no one knocking on my door giving me a better opportunity. There was no one saying like, hey, for this amount of time, we can teach you how to make this. There was no one doing that. And I just thought, if I'm asking for something different, how could I say no to this just because the packaging looks slightly different than what I'm used to? And the second reason was because I was told, I don't care who you know, and I don't care what you know. If you're willing to learn, I will teach you. And I just remember being so empowered by that. And I thought, you know what? This lady is happy. She's driving a free pink car. She is traveling around the world. She's doing all the things. And I'm over here miserable and grumpy and insecure and annoyed by her joy. And I just realized at that point that was a major problem. And if I'm annoyed by joy, certainly that means that I don't have enough joy. And so I started my business, and I just decided to go for it. And I had no idea what I was doing. My friends and family thought I was crazy. And the biggest transformation that I will tell you that's happened in my life is just within me. I'm a completely different person. I feel like I've been refined, and I'm growing, and I'm being chipped away at, and becoming who I'm designed to be instead of what the world made me to be. And gosh, the flexibility that I've had has been absolutely incredible. And this year in 2020, my office has actually been now transformed into an office/homeschool room. And so that is why I am here. This is my son's desk here. And behind me, you can see I'm teaching my daughter some sounds over there. And there's my national area sign right there. And so we're just making it all happen, you guys. And so what I love about this life is you can have your cake and eat it too. You really can. And whatever is important to you, you can have. And whatever you don't have, we can work on. For me, I wanted joy. I didn't have joy. I wanted confidence. I didn't have confidence. I wanted friends. I didn't have friends. I wanted money. I didn't have money. And so I loved that I could get what I wanted without having to compromise who I am or who I was designed to be. I could be me, and I could be weird and quirky and a tomboy, and be flexible, and just make myself better to be successful, which I thought was so cool. So there you go. That's my little story in a nutshell.
I love it. Thank you so much. You mentioned something about joy. And I remember also coming from corporate America, Lily, that when I went to my very first Mary Kay meeting, back then when we were able to see each other face to face, those pre-COVID times, I was taken back and I actually felt uncomfortable. So that resonated with me because I was like, why are they so happy? Why are they so chirpy? And I just thought they were kind of aliens. And I've heard a lot of people have the same experience. So when you describe joy, and women in Mary Kay are different. We're just different. I feel like we're unicorns in a field of horses, right? We're the unicorn. How do you describe that? Like, why do you believe that most women in Mary Kay have a lot of joy? Like, where do you think that stems from?
I love that. I will tell you, I think it's hope. I really do. I think it stems from hope. I think it's hope in other women, that you can be in a room full of women, and if they're talking about you, they're saying good things and not bad things. So it's hope in women. I think it's hope in yourself, and knowing that you're not just stuck at the same job for the same, 30, 40 years until you retire. Like, there's hope for something different or better. There's hope for opportunity. I think people learn how to dream again. And I think people start to see that lack of joy is a choice. And honestly, you guys, for me, like, when I realized that I was making myself miserable with the choices I was making, and I could choose different choices to be happy, it changed the game for me. And so not having joy was a choice. And I realized that if someone can teach me how to make the right choices, I can have joy. And so to me, joy is waking up and looking forward to what's on my calendar. To me, joy is waking up and knowing that I'm in control of what happens. That, I get to, like, my day today, you guys, is such a good example. My day today was, I woke up and I had my quiet time, and then we did homeschool with the kids, and then we finished by 10 a.m. So they're super stoked that it is Friday and they are done for the day, and they went to go build Legos because that's our favorite thing to do. And then I sat down and started working my business. And so I just think, I love that I get to design it. And I think joy is a choice. And a lot of people do not believe that. And when they come into Mary Kay, they realize, oh snap, I've been choosing to be miserable, and I don't want to be that person anymore.
That's great, Lily. So I have a question, because we look at, I think we look at the title, right? So we look at NSD and we're like, wow, consultant, director, anybody who wants to step into those shoes. So we get to see all the accolades, but we don't see how you got to those accolades. So if you could give, like a tip to how do you navigate, even because we heard you, we were lucky enough to hear you during the National Happy Hour, and we heard about rejection. So if somebody wants to step into your shoes, how do they get there, even if they have the valleys, the rejections, and all that stuff?
Okay, so I think changing it from even if they have the valleys to knowing they will have the valleys is so important, So it's not if you'll fail, it's, oh girl, you're gonna, and it's gonna happen every single day, to the point where failure is just like you guys, in our house, I ask my kids every day, how did you fail today? I do. I ask them, because if they didn't fail, I'm like, then you didn't learn anything new or try anything new or do anything worth the value. Like, well, how did you fail? I want to know how you face planted today. And it could be mispronouncing a word. It could be, trying a new trick on the pogo stick. I mean, I don't care what it is, but I want to know that my kids are out there trying new things, which to me means they are failing. And so I think we've got to redefine that. I think so often we want this safe, secure environment where we are like, I am guaranteed that I will always be comfortable. And that's just not where success lives. That's not where communication lives. That's not where money lives. That's not where good relationships live. So I think, number one, making failure normal and making it a part of the process, and not looking at it as this looming thing like, girl, I hope you do fail. Like, I do. I hope you do every single day, again and again and again, because the only way to success I mean, it's literally paved with thousands of little mini failures. That's what success is paved with. And so if you're not failing, to me, I'm like, oh, cool. I don't know if I want to hang out with you because you're probably not doing anything. I mean, that's just the reality. So definitely redefining that, because I think people think it's this bad thing, and it's not. It's so beautiful. Failure is so beautiful. And then the other thing for me was just being stubborn with consistency, and knowing that if I just keep doing it, success is inevitable. And the only way for me to have like doom, like I think when people think of failure, they think of doom. Okay. So the only ways for me to have doom in anything is to stop doing it and give up, whether that's my marriage, whether that's parenting, whether that's food, whether that's like, I don't care what aspect of your life you look at it in. If you're not doing anything every single day, there's doom. It's going to happen. But as long as you are consistently trying every single day and you're chipping away at it, even if some of those days are filled with like, oh, that didn't work, as long as you're doing it and you get up again and you do it the next day, success is inevitable. And for me, like that was so exciting, you guys. If I can guarantee you success, that's exciting to me. And so I just knew the only way that doom happens is if I stop. So I'm just not going to stop.
So normalizing the fear of failure pretty much. And the more you face it and the more, I guess, you normalize it, the faster I believe we pivot through it, right? We learn. We just become masters at pivoting through the failure, because failure is going to happen. I love it. So when you were considering starting your Mary Kay business, what was like that one thing that maybe, fear creeped in and it almost stopped you from saying yes to the opportunity?
Oh my gosh, it was everything, you guys. Number one, I wash my face with shampoo. Like that is like, who would want to buy skincare from me? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want to buy skincare from me. And so it was just like who I was did not feel like aligned with who would be good at building a business like that. And so that was definitely something. I also didn't know a lot of people. I had graduated from college, so a lot of my friends had moved away, and the circle that I had left was not very big at all. And so I was afraid that I didn't know enough people. I was afraid that I didn't have enough time because I was doing my master's. I was working full-time and part-time. So I was out of my house about 85 hours a week. And so I honestly had every reason not to do it. But when I lined it up with what could happen if I tried it, it wasn't enough reason to not do it. And so if there's anyone on this call that's like, but I'm not this, or I'm too busy, or I have the kids, or I have the homeschool, or I have the whatever, every reason you have is not enough reason to not give it a try. And I just thought, I don't want to look back and be like, what if that was my thing? What if that's what I was supposed to do? What if even 1 hour a week, when I know, you guys, like people find margin to watch TV, to scroll, you find the time if it's important to you. That's just the bottom line. And so I just kept thinking, like, what if this one thing that I'm saying no to is the thing that I was supposed to say yes to? And I just could not let that go, despite having every reason to not do it, not try it.
So I just have to point out, you look like you're like 18 years old and you have children. You have children, homeschooling. So, would you let the cat out of the bag of like how old you are? And when did you start your Mary Kay business? So we kind of see a timeline of where she became a consultant, director, national,
Saying that, you guys, I need to let that soak in for a minute. I really like that you said I look 18. So I'm 32. And I came into Mary Kay when I was 21. So within my business, so I started at 21, had my son at 23. We earned the use of a car 4 months after I came in. And then when my son was 1, there was another car. When he was 2, there was another car. And so my babies have, they've been with me through the entire time that I've built my business. And so, my husband was home for 7.5 years while I built my business with our kids, which was such a blessing and an incredible time. And then we transitioned to him really wanting to pursue his passion of teaching. And so I love that my business has literally been with me through no babies, job full-time, school full-time, yes, babies, being pregnant, husband at home, husband at work. I mean, literally all of the seasons, buying homes and moving and homeschooling and regular schooling and all sorts of things. And it's just so cool that my life isn't an inconvenience to my job. And I think a lot of times, when you have a career and something happens in your life becomes this inconvenience. And I just don't believe that that's how it's supposed to be. And I love that, our business doesn't hinder us from still having life happen, because that's what happens.
I absolutely love that you said that your life is not an inconvenience for your career. That just resonated into my bones. Thank you, Lily. I love it. Okay. So I normally ask this question every time we have an amazing woman here on Stories That Inspire, and it's that we are in the business of people. And in Mary Kay, we enrich lives. So how would you define enriching a life, and how has Mary Kay enriched your life?
I love this question so much. So I feel like this is like confessions of Lily Gauthreaux today. So I'm going to tell you. Okay, so when I signed my beauty agreement, one of the things that I said to the person who brought me in was, I just don't think this is going to be fulfilling for me. Like, it's cute that you sell makeup. It's cute that you sell skincare. Extra money sounds great, but I want like my soul to be on fire. Like, I want to know that I'm doing something big. And so it was a concern of mine. And I realized that I just didn't know what our company was about at all when I made that statement. And so when I started my business and I saw women coming in, like, first of all, you guys, like on the makeup and skincare side, to have a woman for the first time in 30 years look in the mirror and cry and see herself the way that she has never seen herself, like, that's a gift that you get to give women. A girl's self-esteem peaks at the age of 9. And so if you can give the gift of self-confidence to a woman, whether it's externally or internally, like, that's a blessing. To have a woman text you the next day and say, for the first time in 10 years, my husband noticed that I look different, or he said, oh my gosh, your skin is glowing. Or like, if your husband notices, that's a big deal. Okay. It's a big deal. And so that's how it started. It started with little outwardly things that I realized I'm making more of a difference than just selling skincare and makeup. And then it turned into watching women be able to leave jobs that they did not enjoy. I'm not saying you have to leave your job, but jobs that they did not enjoy, to be home with their kids, to make more money, to do the things that they've wanted to do, to build their self-confidence, to watch their babies grow up. Now, you guys, some people make money to have money to send their kids to daycare. I don't judge. Girl, you do you. Okay. I'm just saying what's beautiful is to get to watch women live out their desires instead of what they have to do in order to survive. And so I got to see women start to thrive instead of survive. And it was just such a magical, magical gift that I never thought I would be blessed enough to witness and to be a little part of. And so, gosh. And then, in my life, I really do believe that I was given like this platform, and I get to give women hope, and I get to teach women how to dream, and I get to get women out of bad situations, and I get to take women from good to great. And so to know that, not only has my life benefited, but I get to pass that on is like the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
Love it. So I have a question about pivoting. So we're living through a global pandemic. How could you tell us how you and your area, or you personally, have pivoted within your business, with your family, and all
absolutely.
that stuff?
You guys, I would never, like, I don't want to say that this is good in any way. It's been crazy. Okay. However, I think sometimes life throws things at us that back us into a corner, and it forces us to learn and to adapt and to change. Like, I know for me, sometimes unless I'm backed into a corner, I won't do something. Okay. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had a wedding or something coming up and it's someone you went to high school with, and that's when you lose the 10 pounds. Do you know, like, you have to be backed into a corner, like, and I just have that personality. And so I feel like the pandemic backed me into a corner to develop and adapt what the rest of the world was already doing. But because I didn't have to do it, I wasn't doing it. And so honestly, for us, it was kind of a gift, because we were forced to adapt. And then we realized, whoa, we can work less and make more. And I can keep my sweatpants on. Like, that's really cool. And, for my kids, it's been such a gift, because here's how our life used to be. And I don't think there was anything wrong with it, but I'm also really enjoying this other side of it. It used to be my kids would go to school and I would work. And then my kids would come home and my life would be all about them. Like they would never see me work ever, because it was like, I did everything when you were gone and now you're mine forever, and we get to do everything together. And now you guys, they get to see me work. They get to see me coach women. They get to see me have an impact. They get to be in the car with me as I'm talking to whatever. And it's really cool to watch them understand what we do, and understand how we treat people, and understand customer service and how a business works. I mean, my kids are in my office helping me make, deliver packages and make mailing labels and write cards to people. And I mean, they're learning life skills and people skills versus before they were just learning like fun time with mom, And so in a lot of ways, it's been cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm ready for it to be over, but I'm just saying it's been cool in some ways. Yeah.
So we just celebrated our 57th anniversary with Mary Kay. Yay! We've been around for 57 years. And I just, it's a pioneer company. What does 57 years mean to you in regards to a company that's been able to stand true during the times, the good and the bad, and the economy and all that stuff, but also like, how safe or how secure do you feel being part of Mary Kay 57 years later?
Such a good question. And you guys, this is part of the reason why I felt so confident that Mary Kay was the company for me. I am a numbers person and I'm a researcher. Like, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but when something interests me, I go down a rabbit hole. I will read 5 books, watch 27 videos in 2 hours, and I will know everything about the topic. That's just how my brain works. I love information when it's something I'm interested in, not random stuff like history. Don't tell me about that. Okay. But I love it when I'm interested in it. And so I started doing research on businesses, and I found out that there's a 90% chance that a new business will go out of business within the first 5 years. 90%. And so when I was looking at all these startup companies that were popping up and they were like, join our company, be on the ground floor. It freaked me out, you guys, because I thought, but in 5 years, you have a 90% chance of not being around. And so with Mary Kay, knowing that it's family owned, what I love about that is no one else is making the decisions except the family. It's not, a hedge fund. It's not, people are not making decisions, which I think is really powerful. And you guys, 57 years, they know what they're doing. I'm not a guinea pig. There's no product development issues. There's no advertising issues. There's no marketing issues. There's no website issues. The kinks have been worked out. It's tried and true. People know our brand. People know our product. The product development is on point. I don't have to worry about going through the growing pains to then 5 years down the road, potentially not have a job. Like, that would freak me out. So I know I kind of talked about the other side instead of why I feel secure, but that's why it makes me feel so secure, is because the chances of a company that's been in business 57 years going out of business is slim to none, versus first 5 years is 90%, you guys. And so I just thought, if I'm going to invest my time and if I'm going to put my heart and soul and guts into something, it better still be around in a couple years. I don't want to gamble with that. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's my answer.
All right, Lily. So we're almost at the end. So I have a question that we always ask everybody that's been on our Stories That Inspire. So if 32-year-old Lily could give a tip or a piece of advice to 21-year-old Lily when she signs her agreement, what would that be?
So good. You guys, honestly, for me, it would have been listen more and do less your way. I'm a doer. And so I came in hot, and I think I did more than I needed to and didn't get and I got fabulous results. Don't get me wrong. But I just think about, I wonder what if I actually followed the advice of my mentors at every single appointment and every single person I interacted with. And I wonder how many people I missed because I was being stubborn or my way is better or whatever. And so I wish that I learned faster, that I don't know everything, I guess would be my thing. And so if I could go back, I would just say, listen to the people that have come before you, and they will teach you what to do and how to make less mistakes.
Thank you so much, Lily. So many wise words and just insight. I want to thank you for your time. And I love the name of your national area, Bliss, and that God continue to give you that beautiful bliss to your area and to your life and to your family. And you're just such a doer. You definitely are. Homeschool, a national area. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all still beauty consultants. There's a lot to juggle, and that you do it with so much grace. And thank you for your time and for your Go Give spirit today, not only for our units and our teams, but I know this is posted for everybody in Mary Kay and those who are probably curious about what goes on behind the scenes in Mary Kay. And I know that your story will bless a lot of people. So thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. Happy Friday.
Thank you. Bye.